He's been loyal and dedicated to our marriage since day one. He's never given me even the slightest reason to worry, and for that, I am really thankful. He's been amazing during this pregnancy, just as he'd been when I was pregnant with Laurie. If anything, I feel like he does too much for me. Letting me quit my job to pursue training as a PI, it's just one of the many ways Jim recently showed me how much he cares. Plus, he's an amazing father. Food. No matter how far my brain drifts off to something else, I always come back to food. I swear, it was never this bad with Laurie. I pressed my hands to my belly. Why are you always so hungry, baby? I asked. Of course, I didn't get an answer, with the exception of my cravings increasingly exponentially. That's it. I'm doing it. I started the engine and pulled the car out of the parking spot. The donut shop seemed too big a risk, but I knew there was a service station a few blocks away. I couldn't help myself. I needed something bad. Like really, really bad. I parked at the gas station and ran inside. The man behind the counter barely glanced up from his phone screen to nod at me. I dashed into the restroom. Heck, may as well kill two birds with one stone. Then I grabbed a ridiculous amount of candies and sweets, checked out, and headed back. On the way there, I stuffed my face full of Reese's Pieces, but that was definitely not what I was wanting. Ugh. I turned onto the street and watched in horror as a man darted across the road. Oh no! It was him! He had a lumberjack build, a heavy black beard, and even wore a red flannel overcoat. There was no mistaking him. I'd missed him leaving the woman's house. I pulled over, turned off my lights, and snapped several pictures, but I had a horrible weight in my stomach, and not just from the candy. I'd missed it, the moment I'd waited 5 hours for, gone faster than a sugar crash. This creep hid out in her house all night, and I took a 5-minute break to run to a gas station, and that's when he decided to leave. Anger burned through my chest. Honestly, I wanted to confront him right there, slap him in the face like in the movies. But that wasn't my job. My job was to bust him leaving the woman's house, and now all I had was a picture of him sitting in his car. Real incriminating, Kate. I'd wasted my entire evening all because of a pregnancy craving. Now I was going to have to do it all over again, if I even had the chance. Unbelievable. I drove home, munching on a Snickers bar that made me nauseous to the point I had to pull over. Okay, it wasn't the candy I wanted. A warm feeling overcame me as I saw Jim's car parked outside our house. It was good knowing that he was home. No doubt he was probably asleep by now, if Laurie was in her crib still. I headed inside, depositing the candy and powdered donuts I'd bought at the gas station, and began rummaging through the pantry. It was like a curse, some secret craving I couldn't quite figure out, and everything else was making me sick. What is it that I want? I think I tried 4 different treats before I noticed the sun peeking up outside. You've got to be kidding me. It wasn't fair. How did I manage to waste so much time on this stupid craving, along with ruining my stakeout? And now I was being rewarded with no sleep. Kate, a gruffy voice behind me said. I spun around to see Jim, wandering the kitchen, followed by our orange tabby kitten, Whiskers. My heart lurched to see Jim. I'm sorry, babe. Did I wake you up? I asked, hurrying over to give him a big hug. I missed you so much. Almost 3 days, I exclaimed, showering his face with kisses. Yeah, what are you doing? Did you ever get to bed last night? He said, asking me, yawning. No, I said, my shoulders slumping from tiredness. And I screwed up the stakeout last night, too. Tears welled in my eyes, and I covered them with my hands. I feel like crying. Call it the hormones, I said. Jim put his hands on my shoulders and squeezed. Oh, honey, don't cry. What can I do? Did something happen? I spun around, pulling my hair to one side to let Jim massage my shoulders. You promise not to laugh? I promise, he said, moving his hands from my shoulders to the back of my neck. I got this really bad craving, and I didn't bring any food. I left, and when I came back, the guy was already in his car, I said. Jim laughed, so I whirled around and buried my head in his chest. You promised not to laugh at me, he stroked my hair. I'm sorry, Kate, but it's kind of funny, he said. I know, I admitted, but this means I'm going to have to do the stakeout all over again. Don't worry, you'll get him, Jim said. How about the food craving? Did you get anything yummy? Did you at least bring me back?